What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Tony G, and we are jumping into a game on number 3 versus XP Hero, our Canadian player, playing Terran in the top left, orange position player color, and we have our Korean GOLDSCV. Oh, excuse me, who just pulled out a dope Valkyrie hard counter in the last game, and he will be protoss in the top right position. Left, right, yes, that is right. Alright, so let's see how she goes here. Our GOLDSCV not going for an aggressive Korean mid build. It is going to go for the standard 2 gateway inside of his base. We'll see if he's going to go for the 4 gateway or get a nexus, get some early gas. We'll see what he's going to do here. Second pylon perhaps going to go up at the choke. No? Okay, so I think it's going to be a 4 gate here from our protoss here. Yeah, he's going to try to apply some pressure and go for an early-ish kill, I would imagine. Not as early as the mid build. There's lots of variable options that you can switch out of. He's going to find his opponent in the second scouting position. Fairly good for him. The first SCV is going to go out after completing that barracks, going to run into each other, give each other a little hug, and the Protoss player is going to come in here and see what's going on. The first Marine will be chasing that down shortly. No, not going to get one shot off. The probe does get out here. The first SCV is going to go down into the middle position and see if he is up against a mid build so he can prepare if that is the case, but no, not the case. Going to go down to the bottom middle position, which is not going to be anywhere near his opponent. This is a 3 gateway forge, so this is something that you would normally build in the middle, but he's just going to do it from home, a little bit safer. So that is going to be good news for XP Hero. I had some udon soup stuck in my teeth there, so just had to get that out. The first pylon, or the fourth pylon is going to be thrown down right at the choke, and the first cannon is going to be going up. So the Protoss player is going to be looking to make sure that the Terran, at the very minimum, can't put up any bunkers here up at the choke. We've seen previously JH not even bother to do that, even in the late game, just using his factory and mass siege tanks to defend the drops and to defend the mass from the middle. So that does work. The Terran choke isn't the most important thing, as previously believed by Tony G. 3 gateways constantly pumping out zealots. These zealots are going to deny that SCV going in, but the Terran is going to know where the Protoss player is. He's just not going to get any information on what's going on. Nexus is going to go down before any more gas, or a 4th gateway here. Double Nexus, so we might actually see a later game here. It doesn't look like he is going to go all out aggression. It looks like he's just going to kind of fake this aggression and go into a mass of some kind of sort. Mass something. Mass drops, or drops plus massed ground. Maybe mass drops into carrier. We'll see what the plan is. We do see that core going down and 2 gas. So he is going to be doing something right now, that is for sure. He is going to be going into his strategy. The academy getting completed here. The machine shop going down back at home, just in case these zealots try to pick off the upgrading machine shop. A little bit more vulnerable if it's anywhere over here from these zealots. So it's nice and safe back here, even if it isn't a cannon rush. It is just a good idea to build that back there. Seeing that fastest experience there from the Koreans there. Oh my goodness, I'm missing a little bit of a fight here. 1 Marine did go down. No zealots. Okay, maybe 2 Marines went down here. Maybe that was the SCV. 1 zealot almost dead, but he is keeping that alive. Bunkers in pretty good positions here. A starport, fairly early starport. That looks like it's going to be scouted at the very least. Maybe a drop of some sort going to be the plan from XP Hero here. Only 1 cannon up at home, just in case any crazy fire bats did run by somehow. An SCV did get out before this crazy cannon choke block here. Cannon choke block rush. We got 2 gas, and the first siege tank is out for our Terran player here. going to start poking away, or at least attempting to poke away at the choke here. These zealots coming in again, going to try to see what they can get done at the very minimum, get some scouting information off. Gonna try to get that siege tank, or trying to get that, yeah, it is a siege tank even when it's not sieged. Gonna try to get that tank, but the tank goes back off into the Marine DPS. Gonna siege up right in here. We do see the Templar of Archives being built now with the robotic facility, so his tech is very, very quick despite this pressure-ish build. It may catch our XP hero, Canadian hero, off guard here, but we'll see how she goes. More cannons going down, making sure that no counter pressure can come over to him, as he is completely vulnerable. Not completely vulnerable, but he is pretty vulnerable at home. He does have 2 cannons and units constantly pumping out, so he's not completely dead if this does break. These zealots are going to be risky business. If he does lose this entire army, he is going to be in a pretty risky position unless he trades really good, but I'm not sure if that's going to be a good trade, so he's going to have to just really buy a lot of time here. Medics, I imagine, will be popping out shortly. We do have the first drop going to come over here. XP Hero is a very good dropper, but I imagine GOLDSCV is going to react super duper quickly, so we'll see how this goes. He doesn't have a scan, so if these probes do run away, it's going to be difficult to shoot them. If they do dodge, sometimes you can drop the tanks over here in a position where they can get sieged up, but if they even get pulled up over here, you can't have vision, or they can reach, but they don't have vision sometimes if the dropship does die. First tank gonna get sieged up, get 7 kills here, very nice. Not gonna target it for the second time, that could have been money right there, but 21 kills here from the second siege tank. 23, oh my goodness, what is that, 30 kills total, still nothing here to defend it. A couple DTs do pop up that are gonna clean that up. But at what cost? Oh my goodness, very nice drop here by XP Hero, not letting me down. He is going to see that the DT tech is out. We're going to be able to put up some DTs everywhere. He does have his science facility out too, so he's going to be able to pump up a vessel. And the second he does have that gas, he only does have 3 refineries up here. We need a 4th one down now, knowing that he does need more gas. He's going to start transitioning into it, the mass factory build. But I feel like this push is going to be pretty strong, as there isn't much at home. This drop is really going to have to do some damage. Only one Reaver in here, not even sending the 2 DTs in with it. I feel like that would be a good idea, keeping the 2 DTs at home just in case more drops up, because he does see that this dropship is over here and that there is going to be super vulnerability over here for more drops in the future. A vessel, though, does need to come out before any more dropships, as he knows DTs are going to be out on the map, and he's going to have a vessel for to push. A Reaver coming out here, oh my goodness, that is very Korean-esque right there. I feel like he pretty much knows that he's not going to be able to get any damage done, and he does need the dropship to buy as much time as possible. So I feel like that is the thinking behind doing something crazy like that, trying to take out these tanks. I guess it would have been also pretty ghostly if he did get a tank, but there is just too many there. Not going to be able to do that. Maybe if there's just one, that's possible with one Reaver one-on-one, if with some crazy dropship micro. But that is not going to be the case. All of these outs still are rallying over here, trying to delay this breakout as much as possible. The Protoss player hasn't even bothered putting up a pylon even for his choke. Just going to try to still maybe defend at home if this push does come. Not going to bother reclaiming his choke. He is in some trouble right now. We can see him struggling to get everything that he needs. The Protoss player, oh my goodness, I am missing that Ghost Suit micro though from this Reaver. I wonder how many kills it has, though. That was super duper. I should almost probably rewind that. That just took out a whole ton of Marines there. Even in that, just that one shot that we did see, hopefully he lands that, we can see how many kills that got, because that right there, what I was saying, that is what he needed. This build, these Korean builds depend. 18 Marine kills right there. That is insane. So that literally just saved his life there. This would have been GG almost for sure if he didn't get some crazy pot shot off like that, a crazy storm, a crazy Reaver drop. There's so much splash damage from the Protoss army that makes them so deadly on this fastest map, that you can just get so many of these expensive units, and it's just real hard to defend. We can see this push now, hardly anything, and pretty much just one Reaver taking it all out. That is insane. Now he's picking up these DTs. Now they took out all these Marines. This dropship will be able to come in here nice and safely. Even if he does scan, there may not be enough to take these DTs out. All of these tanks dropping this push, getting absolutely destroyed. He did pull some SCVs to try to to try to start building some bunkers and turrets, but that's not going to be the case. There is not enough units right here. This Reaver coming in for some more damage. Oh my goodness, 29 kills, and it's just doing so much work. Oh my god, this Reaver, MVP of the game for sure. Definitely doing enough damage to buy him enough time to recover from that deadly tank top. He absolutely needed to do that to help himself get even in this game. We can see that his supply still isn't even that far ahead, but that just shows how important that Reaver micro was right there. That was insane. Now he does have enough money to start building enough tanks back, or enough cannons back here to make sure that big tank drop isn't going to kill him again. We do see the third command center now getting built here. XP Hero realizing that this may go into a late game. That push did just get demolished. You can see him pulling back that rest of the army so it doesn't get taken out. And we do have a pretty good force now built up here from our Protoss player. He is going to time this out nicely with the drop, try to distract him as much as possible so he's able to pull all of his SCVs out in time. We'll see how she goes. XP Hero, not very much here at the front, but he does have a lot of behind. This drop going to go down. Only getting 10 kills there. That's absolutely, definitely a misclick. Oh, excuse me. He clicked right here instead of right on the mineral patch, which definitely would have done more damage, but good pull there. Going to not take much damage at all. Still has 58 SCVs. We do see a couple of defense matrix going down on these Marines. That is pretty ghostly, getting healed up there. Storm's going down though, going to be deadly, taking out, oh my goodness, so much storm damage being done by these High Templars. The carnage of Terran units just not standing a chance versus the splash damage. 11 kills alone on that High Templar. That is just one storm, I imagine. Maybe he did get 2 off, who knows. These zealots, speed zealots coming in here. Not a ton of gateways back at home to maybe keep this pressure up, but he is keeping the Terran on his toes. The Terran, again, not even bothering to get his choke either. Both these players just too ghostly to attempt to try to turtle up. They do not want to go into a later game if they don't have to. They want to try to just destroy armies if they come into their base and counter instead of just defending and letting the other player do whatever they want. We do see another drop here coming out. It does have 4 Zealots and 1 drop shit and 2 High Templars in the other. So there is going to be a lot of buffering damage here, more than usual. 4 of them getting dropped here. 2 High Templars getting down. Very nice here. 0 and 7. So SCVs are way stronger than any other units. If that was a Protoss or a Zerg player, I feel like that definitely would have gotten way more kills, but a lot of these SCVs are able to escape bruised up, going to be able to get healed up by some medics if you throw some medics back here. I hear a medic healing, but I don't know. Oh, there it is over here, not over here. But another mass coming in here from the Protoss units at 001, Terran at 00 on and 01, so no upgrade advantage really, both of them just having 1 upgrade, being able to sneak it out in the early game with their engineering bay and forges here. We do see the triple forge down here getting their 3 upgrades working. All the upgrades going for both these players, getting to get them up ASAP. I don't see actually the second engineering bay, so he may just be working on 1 upgrade for the infantry, but that's not a big problem. He isn't going to have them as a main part of his army. I feel like it's just going to be to defend drops and just kind of buffer for his tanks. And the main army will be mass tanks. Another drop going to come in here. XP Hero does have 81 SCVs. He is still okay economically, but he doesn't have himself a bank. He still needs more factories, I feel like. He does have a lot of barracks, but I feel like he does need to have another engineering bay upgrading that are upgrading in order to keep this much barracks doing efficient damage for him. A drop coming near at the bottom, just going to be mass zealots. This is sometimes nice to pull the Protoss army out of position. Also going to just really be a distraction for the High Templar drop that's coming in here. The Corsair gets taken out. The High Templar drop going a little wickety whack. Not going to be able to pull off a storm, a hero storm there. A little too far away for him to cast that. We do see these zealots rallying out at the front of the Terran. The Terran still has not yet decided to push out. His gas is a little bit low, but he doesn't want to wait too long. The Protoss player, late game, Korean style, can be scary, but we've also seen the Terran, if they just kind of turtle and wait until they're in perfect spot, if they're confident that they can stop all the drops and carriers and all that, then they know they can win the late game. But XP Hero is going to push out here, going to apply some pressure. I definitely like that. because yeah, the Protoss player still has the economy, but he's just applying so much pressure. He still doesn't have a complete massive gateways. He obviously does have a lot of gateways, but you always want more. You want to be able to max pretty much in one go, so you're constantly maxed if you're going to be pushing in here. A very nice mass drop here right on top of all of these clumped up tanks. Some big time storms going to go down here, and that's what you have to do in order to take out a mass tank army like this. So very nicely done. Going to put XV's hero tank count back down into very low numbers. You see the SCV is going to come out here wanting to build, yeah, turrets, just barracks, anything, depots, bunkers, turrets, all that good stuff in the way to stop these mass zealots, make them clump up, have a little bit of wall to protect your tanks so they can get more and more damage done. These storms going off all over the place. I would like to see more EMPs, but he is probably he's rallying these at home to make sure that they can EMP for any kind of arbiters or high templars that are lollygagging around. It always goes through, if you do time it out properly, you can EMP the high templar before it storms. That is risky. You see, it goes through Koreans also using dark archons. I've seen that in the PvP. They use dark archons to whatever the high templar before it can storm. Feedback goes through stuff, but it's always risky because if you're doing that, you're not always pulling all of your drones. These zealots, you can see the walls just there doing in full effect right there, making those zealots go single file into their death. Barracks is going to lift up to have a nice big Terran army move out. Round 2 of this push out. We do see a Reaver, a lot of Reavers in this drop, so it looks like he's going to go for the main here without high templars. Only one tank here at back here, so this could be pretty good if he does get this drop. This could do some good damage. EMP is getting ready to drop, but uh-oh, it's Reavers. Reavers definitely getting a couple kills there, not a ton. Feel like 7 or 8 there, maybe. Meanwhile, more drop storm coming in here, taking out a big chunk of XP Heroes army, but he is now have a nice healthy supply lead. This science vessel just chilling here in the main, no anti-air at all for our Protoss player. He does have his carrier upgrading just in case he is going to need to transition into that. More and more drops just being massed out. You pretty much have to do that non-stop. You need to hurt that Terran economy. We can see these drops are being a little bit effective, even just slowing down the Terran's gas. He doesn't have all of his refineries built. I feel like he does need to do that. I did just see the back of an EMP there, so we'll see. It got 3 high templars there. Very nice. The other one that did have energy just ran into its death. 5 high templars? Was that 4 or 5? I don't know if I clicked that one already. But most of them, except for one, got EMP'd there. So nice little EMP. We just saw the back end of that. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I just saw that with my peripherals as I clicked away. Drop coming in here with Reavers. I don't know if that's cost efficient, but maybe they're a little bit more tankier than Zealots, so that this can be really good. We have seen him absolutely destroy with Reaver drop, so I'm not going to doubt him. We're going to need to see a little bit more of a tank spread here for our Terran player, because these drops are going to just keep doing a lot of damage, a lot of splash damage in here. Reavers are getting picked off nice and quickly. I don't know if that's being targeted or if that is just an auto AI thing that they do, just auto target that. We do see a turret ring starting over here. We do see a zealot that is pretty close, that's gonna be able to cause some trouble there. Maybe gonna have to send some marine reinforcements up there. The Terran player continuing to rally, staying maxed out on marine tank here. Not any mass stargates anywhere for the Protoss player, not looking to transition into carriers yet. Knowing that he is in some trouble, I like this a lot. Putting the tanks on the side here, going to be absolutely protected. Going to be throwing in some splash damage later on that may be a little bit costly, but right now as he takes this choke, it is good. Yeah, more drops coming in here, which is key to fighting this kind of position. Reavers and High Templars going to make quick work of these tanks. Really bruised up, but still crucial for that push that is going to be coming. The Terran player going to kill off some SCVs now that he does have a pretty good mineral bank here. Going to focus on his gas here and his units, knowing that he can smell blood, wanting that 2-1 lead here. It would be big time to get a Terran versus Protoss. A big drop going to go off here with a High Templar, going to get some storms. These Corsairs are actually pushing away this science vessel. making letting these DTs do some work. A scan does go down there. Vessel is going to get taken out, but that's pretty nice little move there if it was not microed properly. Kind of like what you do low money Zerg versus Protoss, kill all the overlords with your Corsair so your DTs can do some work. Another push coming in here. Not a full Terran army here, so it looks like this is actually going to be cleared up, and the Protoss is going to be able to reclaim his choke area. Tank sieging up here, not going to allow him to go too much farther than just his little choke here. Goons now able to pick off these vessels that have just been chilling inside of the Protoss' main for a while. Do see a couple Goliaths get picked out. That's interesting choice here. I guess maybe just to help pick off those Corsairs in case they're going to continue to... But I guess you have Marines, so I don't know what the point is there. This drop is in big trouble. Going to drop its unit. It's not going to get a storm off, though. Another push coming in here. More SCVs getting taken out. I feel like every time these SCVs are coming to start building bunkers and stuff, the Protoss is able to break out just in time, keeping this from being maintained. We can see even a pylon up here. He wants to reclaim this choke or this map control ASAP. Big time storms going off of here, taking out tons and tons of tanks. Big time defense matrix on there. Gonna keep this tank alive for a big long time here. More and more storms, just absolutely devastating to this Terran army. But I don't think he's gotten dropped. He still has 57 SCVs. He's not creating anymore. He's been throwing lots away. So he wants to just mass. These storms have to eventually run out. And that is when he will start taking over the white base. Not Zealots alone can't do it. They do need these storms, and they do need these dropships shuttling them in closer to these tanks, so they're not taking full siege tank fire the whole entire way to them. But right now it looks like it's a little bit of a stalemate. Neither player budging. The Terran player not being able to push fully in, but the Protoss player not even being able to fully take out. But yeah, it's an interesting, close one right now. We'll see who is going to make the first move. The Protoss player wants to eventually move out and start expanding to make starports and mass gateways in a different spot, so the Terran just can't get a big shutdown on him, get a lockdown on him. We do see some command centers getting thrown down here. That's pretty go-to stuff. Just because you'll be able to build SCVs there, nukes or whatever. Got some map control to keep on the Protoss. And yeah, I don't mind that at all. I like doing that with Protoss in the late game, just building command or nexuses on each thing, just so you can build probes and expand if you do get into a late game spot where you do lose your base, but you have a whole ton of minerals and you don't feel like quite giving up. Trying to mass a 200 army and maybe get that economy going again. The Protoss beautifully dropping and storming, going to be able to break out once again and possibly reclaim map control. The Terran here, maybe, I don't know what exactly the reason why he's not maxed out there. Just missed a rally set there. That is a problem when you don't have 300 APM. The Protoss player, 300 APM, just being able to constantly stay maxed and be able to push time and time again, not giving the Terran time to really bunker down here. Another barracks going to have to be thrown down here to complete that wall of a choke here. A couple turrets and tanks are going to die that we're looking to siege up, probably up there on the little rim rally there. Nothing still additional from the Protoss player, just really focusing on his mass. We can see that he may be in need of a probe dump as his minerals are getting a little bit out of control, his resources in general. The Terran looking to move out again, being faced with this Marine army, or just this mass Zealot army. No drops here, so this may, that's still doing okay. Outnumbers the tanks way too much. All of their tanks' brethren are just chilling outside of their factories, not yet helping the push. We're seeing this drop come in again with 4 Zealots, 2 High Templars, and the one High Templar does get out, but not in range of the resources, only dropping in the front, able to kill a couple of probes, though his life wasn't a complete waste, able to at least kill a few people before he dies. one Zealot misrallied over here, but that may be the best thing that's ever happened to him. He is going to stay alive and not run into about 1,000 tanks. We can see every single push there's less and less Marines and more and more tanks. So at some point, okay, we do see Arbiters out. At some point we may have to see the Corsair thingy, the Disruption Web, or Carrier Transition. We'll see how he plans on dealing with this, because this is not going to be easy. We're probably going to see a freeze here on a big bunch of them here. Oh my goodness, that's actually, I guess that's one way. Just Arbiter all of your Zealots and make sure the Terran doesn't have any detection. No scans or anything. I don't know. Whoa, there we go. Vessel now coming in here. But after a million tanks got taken out, XP Hero not really having the gas to replenish that without doing any damage whatsoever. The Protoss can keep remassing Zealots over and over again. I guess the one good thing is he did kind of stop the mass cannon at the front. But no, you definitely want to do way more with 200 tank there, so not the best attack there. Definitely forgetting those vessels. Let's hope he doesn't do that again. Now that he knows Arbiters are out, the Arbiter did not even need to freeze or recall or anything. Just using his cloak ability to depone all of those tanks. A couple of Marines are going to come out here and try to take out this Arbiter, but the Arbiter fights back, doing 10+1 damage and taking out those Marines. EMP going down. That's a big time EMP. That did have 150 health or energy there. So no freezers are going to go down. Another EMP would be goes through right now. Those couple high toppers, but those high toppers are going to be AFK. Maybe. Oh no, he's not going to be an AFK. That is going to storm. And once again, these tanks are going to be cleared up. And now we do see he's able to get out on the map, and he's going to start massing those starports. So once he does regain map control, he can start going into that carrier option. And yeah, there is no starports for our Terran player. So if he's not able to get into here soon, this could be trouble. This could be trouble. Could be trouble for the Terran player. I feel like the Terran player has been in a good position all game long, but it's not easy to obviously micro versus a 200, or not obviously not easy to micro your 200 army, especially versus a Protoss who's massing Zealots and Storms and drops like this. But yeah, each time I feel like he's learning. He's not going to make that same mistake twice. He's scanning now. I feel like he has the scan on hotkey. He's going to hopefully scan here again. There we go. We do see that scan going to go down. But a nice big concave for the Protoss army. Going to be able to just kill all of these tanks again. We do see XP Hero struggling to get gas, refusing to get that last refinery. I don't know if he uses that to rally out his... I don't know what he uses that. I don't know if he's... I don't know why he doesn't get that gas. Well, we'll have to ask him maybe one day. Protoss preparing to mass up some cannons here in case any kind of drop or push or something comes in. These tanks slowly leaping forward now. The Protoss trying to mass cannons here to delay for these carriers. One carrier is actually going to pop out. This carrier is going to be big time. Maybe he's doing this just to trigger the Terran to start going for counter carriers. I guess actually, yeah, you can just get mass ghosts, so you don't even need to get starports to fight carriers if you can get your lockdowns down. Lots of scans going to go down here. But again, I feel like this Protoss army is just way bigger than this Terran army. I don't know if he's just not rallying all of its units each time or what, but this Protoss is making it look very easy to kill a mass tank army, which is just not easy to do. I wouldn't even mind seeing some vultures here from Mr. XP Hero. Vultures are pretty good versus a Protoss. You can mass Widow Mines right outside of their choke while you take out their expansions, stuff like that. You can put a bunch of Widow Mines here to protect you from any counterattacks. Things like that. The Vultures aren't very good. They are still good versus Zealots, but that's about it. But they, or other than laying the Widow Mines. Zealots and Widow Mines. Another push coming in here, making sure the Terran can't get a good position out here. You can see the Terran really wants to get stuff going here. Going to do it a lot slower than he has tried to do. Maybe he should have done this in the first place, but I understand wanting to push as soon as possible. It's hard to know the exact perfect thing to do when you're not map hacking like you're able to when you're watching the replay. A lot of cannons getting up here, so this is going to be buying him some time, and we do see the mass carriers are starting out here. That one carrier in the lead gonna have all of his interceptors completed before his carrier bros get completed. The tanks pushing out slowly. The one small little Protoss army left here, he's going to try to do the very most cost-efficient attack here as possible. The High Templar gets taken out though, not a very good start. Drop here, doesn't drop, it's the Dragoon, so that just got absolutely pwned, and the Terran is finally able to get out. He's going to really have to push in here though before these carriers get out, as he does not have any anti-air at all. He's not started Ghosts. No production. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Hopefully he has the upgrade done. I always forget to click that production tab, but I doubt I would pay attention enough to see it anyway. The carriers are moving up here to the main base. Looks like it's going to have to be used to defend here at first, as that is just a lot of tanks here and not much else here. So he's a little bit vulnerable to carriers. I feel like, I don't know if he scanned it or not. I don't know if that you could even show that. Massing cannons here back at home. He really wants to protect that main, even though he does have enough minerals to mass for days here. We do see the starport being used at the bottom here to build some starports. Now that he does see these carriers and he does not have much room in his main base, these carriers are going to have a heyday cleaning up all of these tanks, as there's only like 12 Marines here. And EMP hopefully going to go down here doing a whole ton of damage. One EMP doing 150 damage to all of these carriers, which is just a huge amount of damage, especially when they're all stacked up like that. This little freeze here was an attempt to make a freeze wall of tanks, so the Terran can't push forward, and then they are just going to be killed without doing any damage really at all. 6 cannons only taken out from the Terran player with that mass push. These carriers came out just in time, just enough tanks to buy him enough time to get the interceptors and to stop this. We do see Wraith going to be the option here. We do see the mass ghost being produced now. All the good stuff you need to counter a Protoss, but now that the Protoss is in this kind of position, it's going to be real tough. JH made it look easy, but it is not. So we'll see how XP Hero handles this Carrier, Arbiter, Zealot, High Templar army here. Gonna have these observers ready, knowing that Cloaked Wraith are going to be one of the counters to this army. Going to be prepared for that. So yeah, he's ready to go. A whole ton of carriers here, and yeah, it's going to be now on the Terran to really defend this. He's not going to be able to push out again for a while. It looks like the Terran, he's gonna have to defend this. Maybe be able to pull out a counter. Gonna pull out more SCVs here. Maybe just use them as a shield, but I feel like these carriers are just going to go, yeah, no ground units. So this is, yeah, pretty much just all carriers. Maybe a little bit of army somewhere for a recall, but I don't see anything. So it's just a full mass carrier army here. Gonna go in here. Not the most anti-air. Some race gonna rally up here from the bottom, and EMP is gonna be having to go down. Very nice on the one Arbiter. And most, well, all of these everything has been EMP'd. Very nicely done here. Some storms being dropped in here. High Templar is doing massive damage on these ghosts. Race in here. They've so far so good, but he's still got a lot of carriers to go. First lockdown done. Lockdown does destroy carriers, especially attacking carriers, if they're going to try to go into into your base. He's gonna have to start rebuilding turrets. Maybe even killing off some of these depots and massive command centers, so he can just make more and more turrets here. These carriers are going now, pushing in, going to try to go for that main. It is what the Protoss wants. I don't know, it looks like he is able to click on it, and it looks like it is going to go down. These carriers making super quick work of it. It's so hard to stop that. You just need so many turrets, you need so much. You have to be ready for it. You really have to be ready for it. These carriers now just clicking on these command centers, going to make it as difficult as possible for the Terran to remass. And it is, yeah, not looking good at all. Oh my goodness, if I clicked this by accident too. I don't know if that's been up the whole time. That kind of spoils it. It does look like... Oh yeah, I guess he does have a command center down here, so he is able to save his SCVs, and he will be able to continue mining, but gas will be an issue. He's not going to be mining gas for a whole long time. These carriers are going to start most probably picking off these supply depots next, and all of the tech and everything important. Counterattack from a couple tanks, but they're not sieging up, and they have a whole lot of cannons to deal with. More rates being rallied up here. The Terran not giving up despite the very difficult situation that he is in. A hard-fought game. Very nicely played by a Protoss. No observers are left. They did get picked off in this min-smash attempt. With these lockdowns and these last couple of cloaked raids, he may be able to clean this up, but at what cost? These SCVs rallying back home instead of mining here. I don't know if that is a misclick or what, but we're not going to question the XP hero. We can see 71 gas minerals, not too big of an issue. It's remassing on a lot of siege tanks, but I don't think that's what you need. You're going to need a lot of ghosts. The ghosts cost a lot of money. Carriers still alive, still dishing out some pain to the Terran player. And yeah, it is just not looking good at all. More carriers are being constructed, DTs, and just all sorts of a mess. More lockdowns being thrown down here. Not going to give up the fight. Not going to give up the dream. I like it. I like it. But yeah, it's not looking good. Our Korean player, I get those two mixed up a lot, has now pulled all of his probes out. So he is going to go for a full 200 army here to finish off this Terran player. He knows the Terran is on the ropes, and yeah, he just needs to finish him. I don't know why these guys are collecting from so far away. That is a bit annoying. Maybe their path is blocked or something, but I feel like they can slip through there. Either way, not going to be the most efficient, and not going to be the... Oh, there you go. He does realize now that these guys are not being smart at all, and he's going to fix that up. Building SCVs here now too, but once they start collecting, they're probably going to be attacked by a couple of rogue interceptors if they do get constructed AFKly there. More raids being pulled in. That is finally cleaned up. Actually, look at that. All these observers did survive that turret attack, so he was able to fight those every single time there. Those one observer may survive this just to be that cherry on top. We do see a whole ton of carriers. Lots of scans going to be down, going to throw down. Terran just taking it in right now. Maybe going to throw in one more push. Seeing that the expansion is down here, that is a good thing, but it's also stopping more of his gas, and he needs to just be collecting a ton of gas. Pretty good recovery, not going to lie. He is back up to maxed, and he does have 61 SCVs, which isn't bad at all. But this isn't going to be good. Two big EMPs going to go down on this first batch of Protoss army here. But more High Templars do follow. And oh my gosh, these storms have just been super deadly. 2 storms to kill pretty much any unit in the game. Except for like carriers and battlecruisers and ultralists, but tanks, 2 storms, pretty sure they're dead. Yeah, storm pretty good. Storm is pretty good. These tanks are going to push in here, but mass carriers are just sleeping somewhere. GOLDSCV is max. We do see 16 Zealots being produced and 12 Corsairs, so I feel like he's going to throw down that Disruption Web now and use Corsairs to fight these Wraiths. I feel like Corsairs do a pretty good job. They do splash damage, and Wraiths do clump up a lot, so in big numbers, Corsairs will probably destroy them. And yeah, actually, well, I guess we'll see now for sure. I don't think that this will be able to kill this, but you never know. I've seen crazier things. A big time freeze is going to go down here. No detection for a Terran player. Scan's going to have to be used, but not looking good here. Carriers, Zealots, gonna clean this up. The Terran now at 165 supply, not really having the gas to remake the units that he needs. All he does right now is need gas units, heavy, expensive gas units, and he just can't afford to make it on a massing level that he does need. These carriers are going to go right in the front, and I feel like there's not going to be much to stop them. These Corsairs are ready to defend their carrier kings from these scary Terran battleships. Oh, don't want to go in there without your observers, though. Oh, one observer is up there. They're hard to see, even when you do have vision of them. And yeah, those Corsairs look like they just pwned those Wraiths pretty quickly. I didn't even really see it. I was too busy trying to spot the invisible observer before I even got to commentate on that battle because it was so quick. But yeah, I think this is going to be GG. I admire our Terran player, not going to give up the dream. It's always annoying losing a game where you did so well, defended the early pushes and the drops, and you had yourself in a mass tank position. We see that Disruption Web going down, go through stuff here from our Korean player, pulling out all of the protoss spells, and yeah, we're not going to see a GG, but that is going to be GG, and GOLDSCV is going to take a 2-1 lead. Quite a long game to make up for those first two games, which were pretty short. And whoa, I need to get a glass of water. My throat is getting dry. But yeah, we'll see you tomorrow for game number 4 as GOLDSCV takes a 2-1 lead in this best of 7 series. Aji, 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 Aji.